Hey there, welcome to Rise and Receive. This is an opportunity in your day to stop whatever you're doing and explore how to receive fulfillment in your life by unlearning struggle. So thank you for your patience. I'm kind of trying out some new technical setups here, so it took me a little while to figure out my technological landscape. Anyway, so today we are talking about tip number 7 in a series on the top 10 tips to invite fulfilling relationships. And today's topic is heal the sabotaging wound. So if you have a relationship or a relationship experience or relationship pattern where you think that perhaps you've been sabotaging yourself or you've been experiencing repeat patterns, it doesn't matter what the relationships are. A good clue to this is I always experience this, or this always happens, or why can't I never? Those kinds of general statements about the what's the word I'm thinking of? Just kind of the general experience or terrain of relationships in general, whether it's intimate, whether it's familial, whether it's friendships or professional. If there's feelings of always or never or patterns, then perhaps you are experiencing a form of sabotage or self-sabotage that maybe this hasn't occurred to you yet, or maybe you actually know that there's some self-sabotage, but you really don't know more deeply what's going on. So today what I want to talk about is this primary sabotaging wound. It's probably one of the most common things. It's the most pervasive dynamic that occurs in relationships. And if you can just begin to explore this idea, or maybe have this Rise and Receive take you a little bit more deeply into this idea that I'm going to talk about today, which is what I call the primary sabotaging wound, then you're going to be ahead of the game in so many ways, because just this awareness can take you to a whole new realm of possibility to invite fulfilling relationships. So we're going to talk about what that sabotaging wound is today. But before I go any further, and welcome to all of you who are joining me live, I appreciate you being here with me. If you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller. I'm a speaker, coach, and best-selling author, and I mentor ambitious, goal-oriented people to surpass their limits with ease and speed. And the way that I do this is that I illuminate the behaviors and the blind spots that are unique to outcome-driven people. Because if there's one thing that I've learned over more than 2 decades as a coach, is that ambitious, goal-oriented people tend to be very good in the skills that are very similar to that of the hunter, which puts us in hard work pursuing mode, but less familiar with the skills of what I like to use as the symbol, the majestic tree, which is the being skills in contrast to the doing skills of the hunter. So what happens is when we don't realize our greatest aspirations and we're feeling frustrated, or we feel like we're hitting an upper limit, what do? We work even harder. But more of the hunter skill is often not the thing that's required. And if you over-rely on the pursuing skills, that can actually be the cause of your upper limit issues. What you actually need is a different skill. And the skill that I love to teach is how to receive, because most ambitious, goal-oriented people are missing that skill. So with that, let's talk about healing the sabotage wound, or the sabotaging wound. So first of all, let's talk about what the wound is. Very simply, and let me just kind of set a little bit of a context here. Relationships are complex. There's many, many facets that contribute to fulfilling relationships. Okay, so it's not like this is the end all be all answer to everything, but it is one of the most common dynamics that occur if you're experiencing self-sabotage in relationship. And so what this is that we tend to project our unfinished business with our parents, our primary caregivers, family of origin, or significant relationships onto our relationships, but primarily our experience of our parents or the people that raised us. Okay, so wherever there's unfinished business with our parents, what will happen is that because that is our first experience of intimate relationships, we tend to bring this into the adult version of our intimate relationships. Now, this applies to all relationships, but the place that we see it the most are our romantic relationships. Because, like I said, when you're a kid and you're growing up, the most intimate relationship that you have, where you learn what love is and connection and everything about those places that we are seen the most, that we are most vulnerable, where we are surrounded by people that we live with, okay, that's our realm of intimacy. That's a realm of connection. That's a realm of bonding. That's the realm of vulnerability. And because that's our realm, that is basically our blueprint, we take that into adulthood and we automatically project that onto our romantic relationships. However, one type of relationship is parent-child, which is not based in consent. You didn't ask to come into the world. And so your parents have certain responsibilities, just by definition, at least in my world of what healthy parenting is, to provide all sorts of love and care and attention and support and encouragement and a healthy, nurturing environment. That is the responsibility of the parent, and you are entitled to it. That is your birthright. However, as you mature into adult relationships, these are now consensual relationships. It's not parent-child, power differential, but peers, okay, equals. Assuming you want a certain kind of a conscious, equal, fulfilling relationship, okay? That's based in consent, which means you are not entitled to a lot of the things that you might think you are, or the expectations that you have are not necessarily healthy because they're based in something you always wanted that you maybe didn't get, the unfinished business. So that is the key sabotaging wound that can affect so many of our relationships. And if we don't see that that's happening, we will play that out everywhere. A very simple example. Let's say that you either experienced abandonment or were afraid of abandonment. Or there wasn't a safe place for you to be just who you are. Let's say you had sadness or fear or anger, and there wasn't a safe place for you to just feel how you felt at home. There was no place. You got messages like, go to your room, or, be quiet, or something like that. Well, we develop coping mechanisms. We then bring that into adult relationships. What happens? Fear of abandonment, okay? A becoming invisible because there wasn't a safe place, or certain feelings are okay, but others are not, okay? We just automatically do that. So that's the nature of the key sabotaging wound here. So let's move into how do you heal this, all right? So let's talk about, in general, how do you heal anything? Well, I'm going to keep this simple because, again, this is complex, but just these ideas can be life-changing. Just a couple basic ideas and a couple simple awareness practices can really transform where you might feel powerless and unaware to powerful, and then be able to invite more fulfillment. So how do you heal something? First, you need to become aware of it. Okay? You need to be aware that, there's actually a dynamic here. There's something I keep experiencing over and over again. Instead of unconsciously trying to fix the situation, either fix the other person so they stop doing what they're doing, or do the thing that they're missing, or fix yourself because you think there's something wrong with yourself, you become aware, there's a pattern here. There's a dynamic. All right. It isn't just that person or me. There's something bigger happening. So the first thing is awareness. The second thing is, once you become aware, you want to acknowledge and legitimize. There's something here that doesn't work. There's something here that's sabotaging me. All right. Here's an opportunity to heal. So just by acknowledging it, legitimizing it, rather than just unconsciously going into fix-it mode or judging ourselves or shaming ourselves, all right, or just giving up on the whole thing, we acknowledge it. Yes, I have these feelings. There's a pattern here. There's something here that I don't understand. And it's okay. I get to feel this way. It's legitimate. Let me consider being curious about it. So first awareness, then acknowledgement and legitimization that this exists. This is a thing, okay? And then we want to shift into exploring and being curious about nurturing. Healing occurs when you nurture something, Okay, now we talked about the difference between the doing model of power and the being model of power, or the pursuing mode and the receiving mode, or the hunter mode and the tree mode. Okay, when you're in doing mode, you fix, right? We fix problems, we solve problems, we conquer something, we get over something, we capture something, okay? We get the target. Now, if you're going to approach yourself, your feelings, or dynamics in a relationship with that perspective, because your consciousness creates your reality, you will be fixing problems till the cows come home. And that's because your consciousness is, there's a problem I need to fix. So that isn't very fulfilling. That doesn't invite fulfilling relationships. However, when you get into nurturing mode, we're now going back to the core issue in parenting and family of origin. It's all about nurturing places that you didn't get nurtured, places that you were not accepted as you were, where there wasn't space for you. Okay, when you look at the tree, which is a being, just like you're a human being, we don't fix the tree, we nurture the tree. And it grows and grows and grows. If there's a wound, if a branch broke off in a storm, we don't hammer it back in there. Well, maybe we'll graft something, right? To like be fair. But generally, we just put a salve on it. We acknowledge the wound. We nurture it. And then that wound can heal. Maybe it'll form a beautiful bark scar, and it will become part of the character of the tree. Just like our wounds become integrated through love and nurturing and acceptance, and it becomes a part of us. It finds a home in our heart as we learn how to nurture. So that's how we heal in a simple way: awareness, acknowledgement and legitimacy, and nurturing. So how does that translate to relationships? Well, sometimes it's just a matter of awareness and education. And now you've got some education, you've got some tools that you can practice, which I'll give you a couple today, and you can just run with it. Other times the wounds are deeper. Sometimes there's trauma. So nurturing can require education, support, and practice. Those three elements allow for nurturing the sabotaging wound so that you can really go to a whole new level of possibility in your relationships. So let's talk more about why this helps you invite fulfilling relationships. Well, like I said a little bit earlier, your consciousness creates your reality. And so what that means is in the realm, basically the realm of life, okay, and certainly in relationships, wherever you go, there you are. If you keep having certain experiences, patterns, or sabotaging dynamics in your relationships over and over and over again, the common denominator is you. Okay? Your consciousness creates your reality. So as you shift from fixing yourself to nurturing yourself, and as you heal these initial original wounds, family of origin wounds, more and more through nurturing, again, parents, family of origin, and also significant relationships that we have in life that can contribute to these wounds. As you heal this more and more, and you become curious about, oh, here's that thing. How do I explore nurturing myself here? How do I explore healing this, right? And we get support, education, and do some practice. Then what happens is who you are grows, expands, and becomes an embodied expression of your wholeness more and more and more. And then that becomes the invitation for embodied wholeness in your relationships. Okay? Remember, wherever you go, there you are. And you attract not what you want, but who you are. You are an invitation, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, we're always bringing into our world reflections of some aspects of ourselves. Sometimes it's the things that we really enjoy about ourselves and enjoy about life, and we get those reflections. And other times we have things that we struggle with, and we get those reflections, and those are always opportunities. All right? So that is my offering. The tip for you today is, if you're seeing dynamics that keep repeating, or you feel like you're sabotaging yourself, shift from fixing yourself or fixing the people that you're in a relationship with to nurturing yourself. Become aware, acknowledge and legitimize that there's a thing going on here for you, and then shift from fixing yourself to nurturing yourself. So one of the best ways to do this is through, again, the power of invitation. And you can use a willingness mantra, which is I am willing to discover healthier ways to be in relationships. I am willing to discover my opportunities for healing. I am willing to experience my wholeness no matter what's occurring. You put your attention on what it is that you want to experience, that you want to feel in your relationships, and you become an invitation for that. And with that, you'll attract the insights, the education, the support. Sometimes you'll need, again, healers, mentors, therapists, coaches that will help you through the deeper terrain that's really unfamiliar to you. But nurturing is always possible when you decide that that's the track that you're going to take and just give up fixing yourself, because there's nothing wrong with you. There's just opportunities to heal, to grow, to nurture, to evolve, and to expand. So I hope you like this. If you did, please like, please share. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. Click on the red subscribe button. And if you would like to nurture your own capacity to receive your fulfillment by unlearning struggle, then join me at the Receive community here on Facebook. I'll include a link above and below, and keep coming back for the next tips. Next tip is going to be number 8, and I look forward to unveiling that for you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.